Pastor John McClain here with Andreas Ruiz of I Believe in Myself Coaching.
Yeah, man.
And we got a pretty awesome second half of the show for you today. As I promised, we have a gentleman that's running for city council, also owns a business that's a pillar of our community in Arizona Grill and Hearth. And he is a big Elvis fan, like the two of us.
Yes, sir.
So we may just talk about Elvis the whole entire interview and skip the other nonsense. But we have Val Romero here in studio with us. Thank you for joining us, Val.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here with both of you. Thank you, John.
Yeah. And we've had the good fortune of getting to know Val because me and Andreas have been working hard, putting ourselves out there, trying to meet other good people in the community lately. And we going to Marana networking event. I think that's where we actually seen you at two different Marana networking events. The last one was actually at your location, which was pretty cool. Like it's just you didn't go, right?
I know, man.
Yeah, no,
I
man.
missed it.
Yeah, I mean, and actually let's pay respects to, a moment silent to Enrique Feldman who passed away. He actually passed away that day, and that's why you didn't go.
Yeah.
But I saw Val's location when we went there, and that's neat, man. Just like every barbecue that you could possibly ask for, every type of grill.
I love barbecue, man.
Yeah, every type of grill you could ask for. And then he was doing this like juggling act on these like 50 grills that each had something in it, transporting the food to like a heater, and it was just.
Hopefully it'll be another one.
It was so amazing. It was so awesome. I mean, and then right at the end, once he did all that juggling act, he got into his uniform.
Nice. I love that, man.
Yeah.
So
the
cool.
king came out to mingle with the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
So cool.
But let's start it off with you're running for city council.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
It is.
So what inspired that, and and then we'll go into what you plan on making of that.
So I've actually been away from the political aspect for quite a while, until probably, last year when I started getting a little bit more involved with what's going on locally. And then looking at the landscape, what was happening in the upcoming future elections, and I saw what ward I was in, and it was an election coming on up, and I went to see who's running in this ward. And the incumbent was up against two others in a primary, but that's all that was running. There was nobody else running in that seat. And there was just one of those moments, it's like, God, why don't you do something? And then but a few minutes later, that Matthew West song came on where it says, I looked up to God and said, God, why don't you do something? And the chorus goes, I did, I created you. And then at that moment, it was like, maybe the coincidence. And then I remember God does not create coincidence. It's you're either listening or you're not.
Yeah.
So I took that to heart, and I kind of did a one-on-one with God and myself and said, well, if this is the path you want me to do, I only have a month to collect signatures. I'll get a team to see if we can collect signatures. We almost doubled as many signatures as we needed, and that was a message to me that the community is looking for a change in our leadership.
And what ward is it that you're running
It's
from?
Ward 6, but
Ward
it's a
6.
citywide election, so anybody in the city of Tucson can vote. But it is basically Midtown area.
Interesting. Man, that's a beautiful story. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I got a look in your eyes.
No, because I just heard a podcast today talking about when you just stop talking and start listening, the answers will start coming to you. And just how Val said, he just sat there and listened, and because a lot of the outside noise sometimes affects what we decide to do, and he decided to just listen, and he found the answer, and now he's running for city council. It's amazing.
And a lot of things have just kind of come so effortlessly, and I understand growing through my business when force negates. So if you're having to force something, that usually negates and pushes back. But things have just been going. I've just been asking God, we need a campaign manager. We're looking for a treasurer. No. All of a sudden, the proper meeting came. We got a treasurer for a campaign. Just a lot of things. We need money for these signs. Where is it going to come from? Boom, we get this huge contribution. So it's. I've learned to have more faith and say, don't worry about the details. God's got that under control.
So what would you say are your top three platform stances?
So the top three, first of all, it's public safety and our first responders, and that includes our Tucson Police and our Tucson Fire. I know with those two organizations, especially the police, they've kind of had the rougher of the time, and the morale within our city and the amount of people that are here to patrol, the amount of people that we have in our community, we don't have enough. And one of my things is to find out ways to incentivize people to come to our community to help protect and serve our community, both in police and fire. And as an individual, I want to be that catalyst that propels our community and police and government to work together for the common good of our community. My community, or my campaign theme is unity in our community. And that's what we really need to do, is come together as a community. Another top topic is the roads. It's been the topic for the last 30 years. There's money that's allotted for it, but the money's not going there. Where's actually this money going? It needs to be investigated a little bit more, and our current officials need to be held accountable for these things that money's been allotted for. Business, as a business owner, I know supporting local business is huge in a community. When you support a local business, that money, majority of the money, stays in your community. You're helping a neighbor, a friend, a child, uncle, somebody you don't know in our community, have a living, raise a family here in the city of Tucson. And it's very important to support that. Yes, Home Depots and Amazons and, Targets have their place, but there's a lot of small businesses, and we're a small enough community and a big enough community where we can support everybody, but my big thing is focus on local. And then another issue that's actually come to my attention as of late are the 5G towers that are popping up around our community. And there's other options than putting towers, like fiber optics are already laid throughout the whole city of Tucson. We can use that to achieve 5G and get these wires to the house underground versus the microwaves over our city.
Nice. Well, cool. We look forward to hearing about that and more, in regards to your campaign and the work that you're doing. We're going to go ahead and take a break. This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Commission. That's Val Romero. He's running for Ward 6 City Council. If you guys have not been to veteranrescuemission.org and checked out all the good stuff with this radio show, Veteran Works, Veteran Thrift, Making College Come True radio show, or all the amazing programs coming out of Veteran Rescue Mission. Pastor John McClain here with Andreas Ruiz. He's that cool, slick voice that you hear, other than my voice that's a little punchy. That's okay. I'll live with it. And Andreas Ruiz is the motivational man behind I Believe in Myself Coaching. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This radio show, my book that sits on the counter, the documentary about the work that we do, my thrift store, a lot of things in my life would not exist if I didn't have Andreas Ruiz in my life, meeting with me weekly to make sure that I'm held accountable. I meet my goals. I have things in mind. I'm game planning. I'm mapping. I'm looking at my life from a 360 standpoint rather than just trying to handle it day by day. So thank you for that, Andreas.
I appreciate you, man. And, we have a map to set up for 2022 pretty soon. So, let's get that ready, man. I'm excited too. We have thousands of people to help in 2022.
Yeah. So yes, I'm excited to see what the
excited to serve, man. Excited to serve.
Yeah. And speaking of a man who has a heart to serve and has probably himself served thousands of people and will serve thousands, maybe even serve millions, because this man that we have in our studio, this dude's a powerhouse.
Oh, yeah, and energy, man.
He is, yeah.
We need more of this energy, man. I'm serious, yeah.
I love meeting people like him, particularly at this place in their life, because I get to see them grow from being amazing to being a legend. And that's what I see out of Val Romero. I see that Val Romero is going to be, one of those names in Tucson that it's hard to not know.
Nice. Yeah.
So,
wow. Well, I got some big shoes to fill.
Well, they're your
but
shoes,
I'm ready for the task.
Yeah. Well, you're owning it, man. You really are. Whether it's with your business and the core tenets and the values that have built that business to where it's at and the way it's operating, and it being, like you were saying earlier, in regards to people focusing on local businesses, like how many families have you fed? How many people have you taken care of? How much have you done for that community where your business is at? It's just the way that it resonates, it's, people don't really give it the appropriate credit, but I do.
It was something that else that I'd like to ask Val. He mentioned, not during the radio show, but that story about Aloha, and then when you started your business, tell us a little bit about that. I love that story, man.
So when I first was planning on going out into business, I said, so I got to figure out how to do this business thing. So I asked people, and unfortunately, I took counsel from people that have never been in business before. So basically, I asked a drowning man how to swim. So that was, what they were saying was a dog eat dog world. You got to be mean, you got to be aggressive, you got to be ruthless, and this. And I'm like, whoa, I'm not even that kind of person. So I guess I'll never be in business for myself. Took a trip to Hawaii. Found out Aloha was more than just a greeting of hello and goodbye, but there's a lot more that goes to it. Aloha means the presence of breath. It's treating people with kindness, love, and respect. It's putting out energy into the world and not expecting to come directly back, but just putting it out in the world, and it was going to come back eventually to you. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go into business based on the philosophy, the spirit of Aloha, treating people with kindness, love, respect, and just being positive. And from that, it just started to grow and flourish. On the back of my card, I had that definition of Aloha. I had people come back to me and says, oh, this is on my desk right by my computer, so I can remember this every single day. I had it on the back of my my SUV when I was driving. People would take pictures of it and put it on their phone. So the spirit of Aloha is something that I've embraced, and I intend to continue it throughout the rest of my life.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and I can sense your kindness, your love, your respect. Like, just by your presence alone, that's a gift that not too many people have. Like, when I see you and you bring this energy of a big smile, laughter, kindness, man, that's just a gift that you're giving to us right now in this moment. I think that alone is somebody's purpose. Like, that's a purpose that not too many people can fulfill, because not too many people have the energy and the kindness and the respect and the love you have, man. So we appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
I do love people. And yes, it's a good thing. And then also looking for the future. I've got a daughter and a granddaughter, and I'm very active with my youth at youth ministry at our church. So again, it's like I said, it's about service, about giving to the community, and doing it, not for reasons to get something back, but do it because you want to serve.
Yeah, I guess speak more to how that spirit of Aloha has been working in your campaign, and how not only you got double the amount of signatures that you got, but I'm sure you've had quite a few successes working up to the November 2nd election that's coming up.
Yes, and it's interesting. My press secretary, she's actually from Hawaii, and and we've got this nice Aloha energy, and it's multiplied.
Cool.
So
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
so within our campaign, there's just a lot of positive energy. And that's what we want to work together, and then that's what I let our team know. It's like we have to work together as a cumulative team if we're going to be successful. We can't be having disagreements within ourselves that's creating any friction. It's all about a common good. What's our goal that we're looking to get to? Right now, we're looking to win the city council seat for Ward 6. What do we have to do to work together to make this happen? And like I said, a lot of things just come effortlessly. So, with God's help and just the positive energy that we're putting out into the world, and we're not doing a smear campaign whatsoever. I'm very respectful for the gentleman I'm running against. He's got his technique, I got mine. Same thing if someone says you're getting into politics, you got to be this. I'm going to do it the way that I've always lived my life, and this is going to be in a positive thing, and bring people up as opposed to push them down.
That reminds me kind of like of how this guy Simon Sinek talks about Microsoft and Apple. How Microsoft, they're trying to beat Apple, and Apple is just trying to see how they can serve their people. Instead of trying to go against the competitor. And Microsoft is there just like trying to win. But Apple is just like, how can we help our people? And then the guy says, Microsoft has an amazing computer. It's way better than your Apple computer. And they're like, I don't doubt it. Thank you. End of discussion. So it's like the guy's like, okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's fine. And that's what I see. Like, just Val is just, he's focusing on service. And, that's amazing that, because we are believers in service and serving our community. And just tell us a little bit more about like how just you being of service to the community has helped you not only in your professional but in your personal life.
Well, it's especially with this campaign, being a service. I've been very community driven for the last 20 some years. Members of the Southern Arizona Home Builders Association, Marana Chamber of Commerce, lots of different community organizations within the community. With that, I don't go in with here's my business card, here's my business card. How can I make money? I go to these things so I can meet an individual. We can build a rapport. We can build a friendship. We can say, hey, John, hey, this person needs assistance. I know this is something that you're good at. I know you'd be the best person to help out over here. Or someone needs help. Val, hey, I have a client that's in need of this, and I know you're the expert on this one. Or just, hey, I need someone to talk to. It's building relationships. And with all the networking that I've done, I've not done it of course you do it for business, but I didn't go into it looking for business. I went into it wanting to make relations with different people throughout the community. And because of that, I feel I've got this great presence locally within our community, especially the business community. I know a lot of the business community knows me, and I've been around for a while.
And speaking of just not only your presence in the business community, but your business, that you've built up, how long have you been doing Arizona Grill and Hearth? And tell us a little bit more about it.
So I got started in the industry in 1995. I started Arizona Grill and Hearth in 2005. It was just me gone solo. It wasn't until about 2011 when I got my pretty large retail location that things started clicking a little bit better, bigger showroom.
That is a really nice location.
Well, this is actually, that was my old location.
Oh,
this
really?
new location is about 7 years old in that location.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I've started was out on Stone Avenue, and then I moved to this new location on
Interesting.
Jerry
Okay.
Avenue.
Yeah, I think I remember that, actually.
So again, just being a service to clients and then to pre-clients, as long as you take good care of them and do the best that you can and build a rapport with them and find out what their needs are and not just give them what you want to give them, but understand them and serve them by giving them the best product that serves their needs, that they're going to say, wow, I'm glad I had this purchase with Arizona Grill and Hearth because now I'm the neighborhood expert in grilling and smoking, and all my neighbors come over to my house anytime they see smoke coming from the backyard.
And what inspired you to get into that industry in the first place?
So I got into the industry back in 1995. There was a gentleman at my church that said, hey, I'm looking for people to work. He's been asking me over and over and over again. I said, no. And then at one point I just said, okay, I will get into this instead of just doing because I was DJing at the time. So I wanted to do something during the day. And I didn't realize I was going to like it as much as I did. And so because it's such a small niche of fireplaces and barbecues, and there wasn't a lot of places doing that. And then I just got super involved with it, wanted to learn as much as I possibly could. And I worked for multiple companies throughout town. And then I just got to the point where I started my own. That's a whole other story we'll have to say for another time.
Yeah, for sure. We will. Yeah, well, thank you for coming on with us. I guess tell our listeners how they can be involved with your campaign or how they can be involved in going to Arizona Grill and Hearth.
So right now we have less than 4 weeks to go. Election day is November 2nd. Ballots go out October 10th in the mail for those that turn it in that way. We're still looking for donations. You can go to val-romero.com. You can donate there. We're also still looking for volunteers. We're doing a lot of grassroots, door-to-door, hanging hangers and talking to clients. We're right now just started our text banking, and we'll be doing our phone banking coming up soon.
Nice.
So if there's anything that you enjoy doing, and we're not going to tell people that don't like knocking door-to-door to go knock door-to-door. We want to know what your talent is, and we'll put you with the right team.
Nice. That sounds amazing. Well, thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Absolutely.